Good.
Hey,
Dashi!
I mean, hi.
you started the Dashi noises. Did you really want to do that? I think you got him overexcited.
That was louder than I expected.
You are incredibly excited for this, aren't you, Dace?
I only. Let's see how it goes. On the first couple of calls, and I'll tell you how excited I am.
I'm excited, Dashi, but mostly about kittens. 6 more days.
Kittens! I'm actually so hyped for when your kittens arrive.
Good, me too.
I'm a little bit less because I need to clean out the litter box.
Have you been using it?
I haven't.
Still trying to house train him. I'm hoping kittens will be easier.
Are you trying to house train Dashi?
Samuel.
Oh.
Dashi is not my responsibility in any way. Someone else can house train him.
Pooping on the floor. Pooping on the floor. Oh, no, wait, that's not how the song went, was it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's just being very strange.
So I've been
That
on
is so.
for 5 minutes, and we've already come to the conclusion that I just shit on the floor. Sounds about right.
Why not? Easier than getting up.
Efficiency, mate.
Exactly. How do you get the OP grind going in a while?
I just have a giant cookery bowl next to my desk. And it slowly fills up over the course of a day, and then I scream at Mum 20th.
That's it.
Hello.
Yo.
That picture screams.
You are?
Did you have a nice barbecue? Naked barbecue.
I'm a bit sore.
My family are outside having a barbecue now, but it's raining.
Oh, really?
But
So,
they're being stubborn and doing it anyway.
yeah.
And you've just left them to it.
Yeah, raid's more important. Come on.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I wasn't aware until they came home like 10 minutes ago.
And you said, I'm raiding.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Fuck
raiding.
off.
Yeah, from raiding and it's raining, so you can fuck off. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
You are in a very good mood.
I've been playing my rogue, it's really fun.
I've almost got my third healer up ready.
They already have all tanks apart from Demon Hunter next level.
I'm hoping I can get every healer spec viable by the end of summer.
I gave up on Demon Hunter. I'm not
Having
sure
some
why.
free time must be amazing.
Yep.
Fair, it's not that hard to gear stuff up anymore.
Oh yeah, half my shit isn't geared at all, it's just leveled.
Well, Sango's Wednesday things are quite good for gearing. I've got, I think, 3 geared up now. Dashi,
Do you,
I want to check your mic because you do sound kind of quiet.
Me?
Yeah, you're Dashi.
Do you buy the level 110 boosts, or do you actually level up?
They level up because it's quick enough if you do the invasion thingies and you get the buff, and then you can do some leveling with that buff up, and the heirlooms work now.
What invasion thingies?
The
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 invasion
ones
thing.
that happen every 17 hours. and You
Take all
do
the
the full
invasions.
quest, and then, yeah.
Oh, you mean is that like the level 100 stuff?
Yeah.
From
No,
the previous expansion.
Well, there is
stuff
one
in this
now.
expansion.
Yeah.
You can use them to level up.
Yeah, but I was
the
thinking
sword
like
and
more
statue.
the one to. It's the other levels that are a bit boring, like Mr. Pandaria and
They're
that.
not that bad.
Oh my days!
I
I
like
leveled
Pandaria.
up. I leveled up 18 characters in Pandaria. I'm never doing that again.
I actually like Pandaria. I don't like WoD.
Oh, WoD was also a pain in the ass.
Outland was not great.
Oh yeah, Outlast.
Outland's great. I fucking love Outland.
No.
No, there's just so much empty, dull space. You've got to
Yeah.
fly around with one
Hell,
flight speed.
It's like when you get to Outland, when you're 58, and then you go to Hellfire Peninsula, and then all of a sudden your leveling goes so much quicker. It just feels amazing.
quicker.
Yeah, it goes really quick.
Run for like 10 minutes and there's nothing and nothing and nothing, and eventually arrive at some camp with one quest and you just go to bed instead.
Really, I feel like it only takes about an hour to get like 2 or 3 levels.
Now that Wrath is available at 58 as well, there's no reason not to go to Wrath.
Hello.
Well,
Nice
you can go
boundary.
to Wrath
If you
at
prefer
58.
Outland.
Pretty sure
can,
you
yeah.
start from
You can go to
Yeah.
Pandaria.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I haven't actually leveled since the boost came out. I gave up on leveling after that.
I haven't leveled for a while.
Up
I
to
feel like
60, you can choose kind of whichever zone you want, I think, as well.
because I was thinking like, you know, let's say it takes me 2 days of game time to level, and it takes me about 5 hours to make £50 just to buy the boost. Probably rather go for the £50 boost.
You could have had a Grillama permaban. Scripts. Well, he hasn't come back, has he?
He just got banned.
He didn't get banned.
Well,
I don't even think he got banned at all because he wasn't even online during the exploit. But whatever.
What exploit were you doing?
The XP potion, where you stack them. I
Oh
didn't
wow,
do it.
that
It
sounds.
was only squibs.
I love when you get banned for something which is Blizzard's fault. Amazing.
Well, I mean,
Well-
you did have to unstack them and then click them in individual things. Like, you didn't just click them and they stacked.
I feel like if something is obviously a bug, you probably shouldn't be doing it. I mean,
Also, allegedly, the reason people got banned was because it actually gave you a massive amount of stats as well, not the XP.
Oh.
They didn't really give a shit about the XP. But people were like one-shotting bosses and stuff. Yeah, he had 900 in. There you go.
wow, I wish I knew about that bug. I would have abused the shit out of it.
Oh my god, it's gone big again. It's actually off the bottom of my screen.
Yes, I added in the cooldown rotation. I'm going to be calling them anyway, but it means if people want to check and know where to expect them, they can. But I condensed them into the clusters, so it's only like 6 lines instead of 18. Debated pushing it all the way up the screen in both directions.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see any of the cooldowns below the 5-minute 30 mark anyway at the EA.
But that-
So yeah,
That should be dead anyway, so probably.
There's only one more cooldown after 5:30, I think. Is it?
And yours goes on cooldown at 5:30, so you're probably not using it next.
It's Ollie's salve.
Yeah.
If you're interested.
yeah, but still, you know.
You also can move the AA so you can see more of it.
How?
If you do /AA and then toggle lock and you can move it.
Like drag out the bottom.
Should be able to. And you can adjust the size of it in that window as well if you want to.
Scale doesn't work.
If you're a tank, you can just disable it, basically.
No, I've
I'd
got
like to
it
know
so I can call cooldowns for me.
We can turn the size down to size 10 though. That makes.
Yeah.
I meant baseless. I meant baseless.
Okay, you said tanks. Baseless is now plural.
I can be plural if you want me to be. I'm not a big fan of my paladin, my Zandalari paladin either.
No?
I don't like the male Zandalari model.
Fair enough.
Morg.
I just think it's bullshit that they made, like, Zandalari can play all but one class from the original set. And monk.
The lore behind it sucks.
Yeah, it's just, like, I much preferred it when each race only had, like, 4 classes. Like, whose fucking idea was it that everyone should be able to play a monk?
Everyone should have every class. You should be able to be a gnome
Not
shaman.
sure.
Just completely eradicate the law.
I mean, monk, sure. It's just what? It's just a poor person that only could afford a stick.
It's true. I mean, everyone should probably be able to play the martial classes, right? Because they're just there's nothing, no special power to them.
Yeah.
Everything should be rogue warrior,
It just doesn't-
hunter.
It doesn't fit.
Everyone should be a rogue warrior hunter should be available for everyone. Can't think of anything else. Monk, rogue warrior hunter, monk. Imagine Tor and Demon Hunter. That'd be cool.
That would be funny.
Touring anything, not gonna. They are
Warlocking or nada.
8 wings to be able to double jump.
Right, I make that almost 8 o'clock. Let's get in and get through the trash. Cool. I hope DPS are paying attention. So melee, make sure you're on the sirens. To get them down quicker, it means we don't lose people to them walking off the edge, and it means we can all get back in the box quicker.
How did it go on Sunday, by the way?
It is
We
Sunday.
almost
On
killed
whenever the last raid was.
Thursday, Dashy. We almost killed it.
What was it?
1.3%.
Yeah.
You haven't updated guild messages a day, though. Disappointed.
We don't talk about that, Paul.
No. Why?
I need this blockade broken and these
Because it
docks
should have been a
secure.
kid and it wasn't.
You should have never challenged the might of Kultiris or
I know.
We're gonna
Just
kill
didn't
it
want to
tonight.
kill it without.
Focus.
We've all brought runes. We're going to not die early on the boats. We're going to have range switching to the storm when assigned. We're going to have all melee except Emo Malphite switching sirens. And we're going to kill this thing.
What was that about runes?
What, Dashi?
What was that about runes?
You're going to bring them so you can use them.
Basically, if you don't have them, don't fucking show up in my raid. Mwah.
Okay, bye guys.
Yeah, see you later then.
And Dashi, make sure you grab a Vantus rune. Anyone else who wasn't here Thursday, grab one, but I think it was probably only you.
That's some
We haven't even done any progression there yet. Why you want G pairs now?
I don't care what that monster.
Because he came into the raid from the harbor there.
Also, considering how many people actually repair of G-Bank when I forget to disable them, you should be
Probably
punished.
because you don't turn them on until the last moment, so we don't get to do it in raids.
And most people have add-ons that auto repair.
And yeah.
Where are the runes kept?
The Vantus runes
Yeah.
in Boozy's tab.
Nope. There are
You might have to ask Boozy to make you one. Does anyone else need a Vantus rune so Boozy can make you one?
Also, if you actually want me in the raid, you can use some of them.
We do want you in the raid, Dashi.
We
I
do.
don't have any runes. I don't like it, I'm so funny!
G-Repair on.
This is nice.
Boozy down.
Already.
Was Boozy making runes and got distracted and stood in something?
No.
He just died anyway. Great.
Right, let's get some food and some flasks and get going.
I relogged for add-on. I'd like a summon, please.
Okay. So groups 1 and 2, please take 2 flasks. 3 and 4, just take 1. Because otherwise, people we still need to summon will not get a flask at all.
I have many lucky doos you like. Many
Food going down.
Cough.
Are you sick?
Cough. Very sick.
Does anyone else need something? Like Ollie?
I'm
Advantage
helping
runes
summon
are
whoever you're
in
summoning.
G-Bank, if anybody's...
Okay, grab your Vantage runes.
Can we get Solwell?
Do you use the rune from the start?
I did.
If you want to, yes. If you mean Vantage rune, then yes, absolutely Vantage rune from start. Augment runes, please feel free to. I think we'll need a couple of pulls for everyone to wake up and not fall off the boat or something. But we do expect them to be used in phase 2.
Hey.
Your character's bad.
Oh yeah, guys, I was looking at the thing.
Full on having a seat.
Yeah. I fell off the boat once. Like, loads of other people fell off the boat as well.
Anyone have a spare?
Right, can anyone on the other boat give Dashy a flask? Otherwise, Dashy, if you come to me, I'll give you my spare one. But there should be someone in
Okay.
3 or 4 who took a flask when I told them not to. If you're in 3 and 4, you take 1 flask. Because we were still summoning people who needed flasks.
I'm in 2, so I took 2.
And you did the right thing.
My hero!
Yeah, I'll fix this after the pull.
Okay. We're just waiting on Boozy then. So in phase 2, I'll call cooldowns with who's next, but if you can use it fairly close to when the actual eye is going to happen, not when I call it, I'm going to call it with enough notice for you to react. But I'll leave them relatively close to the actual eye hitting, especially on
5,
number 8.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You must be taught a lesson.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Flash. See swell.
5, 4, 3,
Electric shroud.
2, 1.
See swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Personals.
See swell. Cease
5,
temptation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well.
Get it up.
Tidal Shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well. Voltaic Flash.
5, 4,
Catastrophic
3,
Tides.
2, 1.
The first fire is Ironbark.
Catastrophic Tides.
5, 4, 3,
Bam!
2,
Ire of
1.
the Deep. Cease well.
Five, 4, 3,
Can you actually clump,
2,
guys?
1.
Cease well. Ire of the Deep. Temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Cease
1.
temptation. Cease well.
Ali, don't forget the siren.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well.
Okay, next is Ironbark.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well. Cease temptation.
Ayumu next.
Cease
Byron.
temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well. Ire of the Deep.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Ironbark next.
1.
Cease well.
I have 20 seconds on my cooldown still.
Okay, we'll fix that in a bit.
Get that
Ayumu
storm.
next.
5,
Cease
4,
temptation.
3, 2, 1.
Cease temptation. Cease well. Ire of the Deep.
Sacrifice next.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well.
Guys, can you stack on the purple if you're range? Come on, unless you're nuking the
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cease well. Ire of the Deep. Cease temptation.
Have that Ironbark now.
Yep.
Cease temptation.
5,
Sacrifice.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, fine.
Jump in the water, wipe your Thunder Repair.
Okay, I will fix that Ironbark. Do you need another 20 seconds on it?
Yeah, when you called it, it was 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It looked from the logs timing would work out, but my Ardent Defender didn't work quite there either, so I'll fix those two.
What? I released here. Oh, someone reawakened me.
Okay, I've switched the sacrifice to earlier and the iron buck slightly later, so that should be fine in the timings now, I think. Other than that, it seemed to look quite good. I felt stable, so it works.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you. May your feet find good trails.
Okay, cool. So we've got 4 melee focusing boss. That sounds about right. Other melee, you're going to help on the sirens.
I hope that was a beer.
I guess it was like a cigarette.
You said my name.
I did.
What do you want?
I don't know.
My mum said not to talk to strangers on the internet.
Rules are meant to be broken. Okay.
I wish it was this easy.
That's not annoying at all.
Okay, that works. So, new assignment, make sure you know if you're on the boss.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You must be taught a lesson. No escape from the sky fury.
Voltaic flash.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Oh.
Electric Shroud.
I have no combat rest on this spell.
5, 4,
That
3, 2,
Great, brilliant.
It's
1.
gonna be watching.
Sea Swell.
Careful then. Nice, yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
personals.
That's gonna be a wet.
Yeah. Can we try and get the timing better?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
Good riddance. It's full fathom 5 for that lot.
I have many, many wares.
Yeah, so like Aeum says, don't dodge it in the same direction that it's going because you're gonna take damage multiple times. If you think that you're gonna fail dodging, it's better to actually stand still. But
Yeah, well, the
if you
assignment
can,
is to stand still, so we can heal through it.
personally, I always dodge it because I know what I'm doing.
As long as you've not got a sea swell coming in, 'cause we don't want sea swells to be put in multiple spots. But it's safer to just stand still. Well, if you have to get out of the sea swell, obviously move. I'm talking about at other times with Voltaic, just stand still in the Voltaic.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Voltaic Flash.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell. Electric Shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Personals.
Sea Swell.
That's a shit stack on the eyeball, guys.
Yeah, I was late there. I was expecting to dodge the...
Seize Temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
A white.
Tidal Shroud.
Side.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
I knew these scum were unworthy of facing a sun.
I have many lucky doos. You like? Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
Dashi absolutely crushing that healing.
What?
You're absolutely crushing the healing.
What have I done now? Oh wait. Are you being serious or?
No.
I'm being serious actually, you just beat Light by a huge amount.
Well, yeah, but
And also Oli, but she was swimming.
Well, so was Brittany, and he still got crushed by Brittany, so, you know.
But he was very close to Brittany.
thank you so.
Let's have some more Hellstones.
Damn right.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You have made a grave mistake. No escape from the Star Fury.
Voltaic Flash.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell. Electric Shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
Right side slow.
Really even, go again.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell. Seize Temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Back.
Sea Swell.
Get Sangor up.
Tidal Shroud.
No, Dashi.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea Swell.
Claim me.
Catastrophic Tides.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Catastrophic tides.
5, 4, 3,
Ire
2,
of the Deep.
1.
But first,
Sea swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you have slows,
Sea
use them.
swell.
What does that?
Ire of the Deep.
5,
Seas
4,
temptation.
3, 2, 1.
Seas
You have to
temptation as
fucking
well.
flag it.
wipe it.
So floater is for you.
5,
When you're
4,
doing stuff
3,
in the back, you
2,
absolutely have to dodge
1.
the lightning because healing is much more sparse there.
Yeah, of course. It was just bad timing for me pushing Icebook.
No problem.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
That sounds good. So essentially, we just need to keep doing what we're doing without dying, and we're all good.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You must be taught a lesson. Let the skies
Voltaic flash.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
from the sky fury.
Electric shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Is the res?
Right side slow.
Right side stop.
5,
That's fine,
4,
go.
3, 2, 1.
Personals?
Sea swell. Seize temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seize swell.
Don't move early.
Give to us.
Tidal shroud.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seize swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seize swell.
The storm brings ruin to the unworthy. Fates have judged.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seize swell.
Jump off. Remember, on my boat, don't put the sea storms where the siren spawns. There are 2 spots. You know where they are. I'll even put some markers down to remind you, but don't block
5,
those off, please.
4, 3, 2.
I have many lucky doos. You like? Down, shop, browse.
I'm just going to stick down some markers to remind people where to not drop things on my boat. We're waiting because we're still waiting for everyone to be ready. I would love to be quicker on pulls.
Yeah, sorry, storm coming through here. Had to quickly get something inside. But ready.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You have made a grave mistake. No escape from the sky fury.
Voltaic flash.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell. Electric shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Left goes slow.
Let the sky
5,
split you
4,
apart.
3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Got a channel to 80. Basically.
5,
Cease
4,
temptation.
3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Sorry.
Tidal shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What the fuck?
Sea swell.
You scum were unworthy of facing the sons and daughters of Colchirus!
I have many, many wares. Good fortune to our friends.
I'm ready.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You must be taught a lesson. Let the sky split you apart.
Voltaic flash.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell. Electric shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Left side slow, only a little.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell. Seize temptation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell. Tidal shroud.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Right, everyone alive. Let's focus now. Remember your priority targets.
Catastrophic tides.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Catastrophic tides.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Ire
1.
of the deep.
I am the first one.
Sea swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell. Ire
Five,
temptation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Seize temptation. Sea swell.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Next is sacrifice.
Sea swell. Ire of the deep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell. Seize
Get me up.
temptation.
I'm at the back.
Next is road.
Seize temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Get me up, I'm at the back. Thank you.
Ire of the
Next is
deep.
iron bar.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sea swell.
Aerospace, careful not standing in the yard.
Only help the ad.
Help on the
Don't stand under the ad though.
5,
Next is road.
4,
Seize
3,
temptation.
2, 1.
Sea swell. Seize temptation. Ire
Oh,
of the
that's
deep.
no good. Kill that siren quick.
Iron bar.
5, 4,
Not ready.
3, 2, 1.
Ignore ads. Focus
swell.
damage on the boss. Keep dodging, keep being alive.
Five,
Range
4,
clump, please.
3,
Santi.
2,
Twy.
1.
Sea swell. Ire of the Deep. Seize Temptation.
Push the boss, come on.
Seize Temptation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Good job, guys. Finally.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
That's a sore loser. He's still jolting us.
Mithril Knights ain't got shit on us now.
Princess
So
Talachi,
now
the Alliance be
it's
using
time for
their sea
Jaina.
priest
But what we're going to
mortal
do
against
is we're going to
us.
have break time a little bit early because I'm guessing it would be helpful for some people to have a refresh of the tactics. There is a stanky quick guide that is only about 6 minutes. That's a great refresher. I'd like to suggest that everyone has a look at that during the break. Just to refresh yourselves. And we're going to worry about one phase at a time. So we're going to be focusing on phase 1 because that is an absolute pain.
Just for my, maybe not for tonight, but for next time. You know, phase 2 on tank notes. Do you want to be tank 1 or tank 2?
Whichever one takes the first avalanche is probably more useful. Because that'll help with my cooldowns. Let me check if that's it. I'll just stick that video on Discord so you can all click on it.
Oh shit, yeah.
Boozy, yeah, we need to take a picture. We'll do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The thing, the chest.
With a ship in the background, maybe, so...
Yeah, that works.
There's the entrance, yeah.
Sure.
Can I get a res?
I'm sure we
On
can.
the ship in our back.
So the video I've linked in Discord, it's not a full guide. It's not a substitute for watching the full guide, but it is a good quick refresher if you haven't watched the full guide today in preparation, just to remember what to do.
Okay, let's take a pic. Everybody facing away from the ship. Excellent. Okay, pick in 3, 2.
Someone still needs to put the pick up from Mega. Website.
Oh yeah, the website, yeah. Nobody.
Yeah, I too. I need to do that. I've been really busy with sorting out Jaina and Blockade, and I figured you'd rather I did tactics than pictures. Right, I'll start a break timer. I'm going to give you an extra 5 minutes, so you get a break and you watch the video, so no one has an excuse to not watch the video.
So the quick guide, Jaina Mythic, that's the one.
Everybody, we're back with a raid guide, and for this Jaina guide, I'm trying out some.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? We're back with another raid guide, and for this Jaina guide, I'm trying out something new. So this will be a quick guide to Jaina Mythic. I will only be covering the overall tactic for this fight and what I think is the bare minimum. If you want a much more detailed guide on Jaina Mythic, you can check out my other Jaina Mythic guide. With that said, let's get started. In phase 1, you have to deal with all the heroic mechanics plus a new mechanic, Gathering Blizzard, Freezing Blood, and Frozen Siege. Scattering Blizzard, it requires you to be within range of 1 player, and this ramps up. 50 power, 3 players, 75 power, 5 players, and 100 power. Your vision is reduced, so you can't target anything outside of 8-10 yards. When you're not in range of enough players, you get Freezing Blood, which turns you into an ice block after 6 seconds. Freezing Blood goes away if you get in range with enough players, or if you let it tick out while you're in a fire. Blizzard and Freezing Blood will happen through all of the encounter. Frozen Siege, every now and then Jaina will freeze whichever ballista is the closest to her. Nuke down the ice and you can use the ballista again. With that said, range and healers stay in the middle of the ship around the first row of ballistas. Have a gateway going from this spot to as far back as it goes. Melee plus tank stay topside and move Jaina to whichever side that currently doesn't have a ship next to it. Boat left, Jaina right, boat right, Jaina left. Assign 2 players to handle the ballistas and bombs. Don't forget about Freezing Blood when you're out running. If a ballista is on fire, you can use Jaina's Frontal Cone or Avalanche to clear that fire. On that note, you can deal with Avalanche in a couple of different ways. You can let bigwigs mark the players. Tank will always get star, the other marks are orange and purple. If you get orange mark, run on orange side. If you get purple, purple side. If you get star, run top side around Jaina or on whichever mark. You can also have all 3 of them run together, or you can just free for all it. You can use the gateway that goes between the back and the range group to not get frozen when you're out with Avalanche. When Jaina uses Ring of Ice, move into a fire patch during the last second of her cast to not get rooted. If you have priests, all of them should master the spell. Priests can also mind control the adds off the boat. If you don't have priests, you can just cleave them down, stun them when they're placing their barrels. Make sure that you clear all your stacks before she hits 60%. First intermission. The new thing here is that Jaina has 5 adds around the outer edge. These adds needs to be interrupted and killed in order to interrupt Jaina to get to phase 2. These adds behave the same way as Jaina, so they spawn a ton of ice orbs as well. Split your raid evenly in half for this intermission. Make sure you have an interrupt rotation for the adds. Have a hunter or druid track Jaina. If she's first on the left, everyone goes right. First on the right, everyone goes left. Otherwise, you split the raid. If she's second on the right or left, you can put 1 or 2 extra DPS on the side with more adds if you need it. Make sure to interrupt any image as fast as possible to reduce the amount of ice orbs swirling around. When all adds are defeated, you can interrupt Jaina and phase 2 starts. When phase 2 starts, you want everyone to meet up near Jaina, if possible near one of the top side barrels. Pop healing cooldowns, Spirit Link is especially broken here, and everyone stacks up with their backs against the wall and bait the Glacial Ray into the wall. The 3 players that got broadside needs to break the ice on whichever barrel is the closest. When Jaina casts her Glacial Ray, the tank with aggro on her needs to start running far away to drop the Avalanche. Avalanche is always directly after the Glacial Ray. The tank will need an escort in order to not get frozen, preferably the other tank or a high mobility DPS. Break the first barrel as fast as possible in order to reset your stacks. Move out from it when there's 1 sec left and move to the second barrel. Keep an eye out for the icefall when you move. The second set of broadsides needs to break the ice on the second barrel, and the rest of the raid needs to bait the second Glacial Ray. During this raid, you will have your first Siegebreaker blast. That player needs to move out of the raid when there's 3 seconds left, and get gripped back into the raid when it goes off. Following this, third set of broadsides, just put them away from the raid. You want to break the second barrel about 2-3 seconds into the first blizzard. Move out when there's 1 sec left and get ready to bait another Glacial Ray. After this raid, you will always get Avalanche again. Deal with it the same way as the first. While this is happening, you will get your 4th set of broadsides. Use these to break the ice on the 3rd barrel. Move the raid to that barrel after the broadsides have detonated. When you're at the 3rd barrel, you will get a Siegebreaker blast. Deal with it the same way as the first. After this, you get Icefall and Glacial Ray. You want to break the 3rd barrel during this raid or shortly after. Following this, just dodge Icefalls, put broadsides outside the raid, wait for the second blizzard and push Jaina to 30% after this blizzard. When she hits 30%, pop Bloodlust and start nuking the wall. Put a couple of range on Jaina during this intermission, but wall has priority. When the wall breaks, move up and start nuking down Nathanos ice block. Do not DPS the elemental. Have an interrupt order for the elemental's water volley. This will be used during intermission and during phase 3. Have your range stack at one side of the tunnel, and any player with Heart of Frost goes to the opposite side. As soon as the ice block breaks, you want to interrupt Jaina. This can be done with things like Warlock Pets. Everyone in the raid needs to manually cancel their Bloodlust before you interrupt Jaina, or she will ice block. I will link a macro in the description. Just spam it when Nathanos is below 50%. When phase 3 starts, you want to position Jaina and the elemental to the left outside the tunnel. Tanks needs to die before they get ice blocked and get rest by either Combat Rest or Ankh Totem. You want to die from crystalline dust or shortly after, never before. Raid stack up behind Jaina and keep this position as often as possible. Heart of Frost goes behind the raid, broadsides to the left. Everyone soaks the first frozen orb unless you have Heart of Frost. After the first blizzard in phase 3, you want to bait Jaina's Glacial Ray. Move everyone to the left of Jaina, and as soon as she casts Glacial Ray, everyone moves to the right. Following this, either suicide the player that gets Siegebreaker or deal with it like in phase 2. Broadsides make sure to go out, move the raid if needed when Icefall spawns, ignore the second frozen orb.
No.
Hey, can you hear this, Gamora?
Could I get a summon?
That depends if our wall is.
He is here. He's just eating cookies at the moment. I'm sure he'll summon now.
If you hadn't drawn attention to my action, I would have gotten rid of the last cookie. Now I lost that. Assist if you want summons.
Well, the people who want summons can't assist. Ollie.
How you doing, man?
Light.
Stay away
right
from
there.
the voodoo.
Oh, sorry. What do you want?
One of you come summon.
Summon me!
One of you. It's just the people I could see.
Okay, that is end of break. Let's do some work on Jaina. So phase 1 is a little bit unpredictable because the queuing works funny. So the ability order is going to be different. But key things are, we've now got Gathering Blizzard, which means you need to stand with people. Main problematic overlap with that is when you have Avalanche, there are markers down. So my DBM should be marking people and you'll go to a side. Tanks, we can just run with someone or we can take the area around the boss. And we're going to have a Warlock gateway from the back of the room to the range clump so you can get back to people and not get frozen. Remember, if you're about to get frozen, you can use the fire to reset your stats. We've got Dashi and Sunti on Ballista and Bomb duty. We've got multiple priests, so the ads are going to be MC'd and jump off, so you just need to worry about the boss. And Ballista team, if you've got a Ballista on fire, and we don't have an Avalanche coming soon to clear it, yell and we'll point the boss at it because her frontal's going to clear it and help. We are going to be moving the boss side to side, so she's on the side that doesn't have a ship, so she freezes the Ballista we're not trying to use. So let's get started on progression wipes.
Are we getting another call?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Did we summon Morg?
I'm not sure, but we can do it again.
Could we just do it again, please?
I hope we can. Yeah, we can.
So let's get a cauldron. I'm thinking let's not worry too much about food buffs for the first few pulls because I'm kind of expecting the first couple of pulls to be sudden shock and everyone dies for getting frozen anyway. So we'll not worry about feasts until we've realised how the mechanic works. But it is really, really important to be clumped.
That level of optimism should not be the good face.
Well, this is the best boss to wipe on. I mean, we're almost there. So, I mean, let's just do it. See how it goes.
Yeah. So grab your flask, there's still some left.
Thank you, Aces.
Yeah, I'll grab those as well. I think I'm running 4 different sets of Jaina Recores. I'm going to have to turn something off at some point.
I'm just clicking on everything people are linking in chat and hoping that nothing, collides with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one that someone linked in Discord.
There is
Cool.
a lot of stuff on this fight though, so it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
I posted the stanky ones as well because I messaged him and he gave me a copy. And there's some handy stuff there, I think. But I imagine any of the many Mythic Jaina bundles will work fine.
How do you do a macro for cancel something?
It's
Slash
in
cancel
the
aura.
Slash cancel aura.
it's in the description on the Stanky video.
Yeah.
You can't really link macros.
No, but you can go to the video and copy and paste it easily.
Is he drunk?
No, well, he said that now, but when he asked now that we have killed Blockade if we can start re-clearing.
No. You can tell him he has the rest of the reset to perk Mythic.
Hasn't he gold anything?
Ram of Age, is that the Hunter one?
I'm pretty sure the first three are ult runnable if you can find enough ults. Okay, so remember, we need ranged to stick together, we need melee to stick together. If you've got avalanche, you need to watch your timer and make sure you don't get frozen. You're going to use the Warlock Portal, which will be going from the back to the ranged clump, get you safe. You can also step slightly closer to the ranged if needed. And let's see how this goes.
Yeah, you don't want to use Sliver here.
It's possible to, because you need to be within 10 yards and Sliver is 5, but it's a very narrow range, and if you get yourself frozen, it's your fault. Just do not get yourself frozen if you're using it. Do not get anyone else frozen either.
5,
I think
4,
Becca's following.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Give them a taste of our cannons. I will freeze you where you stand.
Freezing Blast.
Bombs are in place.
Chilling Touch.
Don't remember to clear your stacks.
That's not really was a stun, go for it.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Ring of Ice. Howling Winds.
I will freeze you where you stand. The tide moves against you.
Oh, I thought that was Avalanche.
No, that's the you're about to be frozen.
Frozen Siege.
Yeah, I realised this now.
If you mix them, it looks similar, but if you mix them
Freezing
up, it's
Blast.
pretty lethal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But why is it too taunted?
Because you're running away.
Yeah, yeah.
And then taunted it with just thinking what you're doing.
Because I thought I had Avalanche.
Yeah. God. Let's try that again.
Why is she allowed to move and cast? That's hacks.
I
Because
mean,
she's better than you.
it would be really irritating if she couldn't.
She didn't do it from the beginning, right?
Hmm?
I think she was standing still first.
So remember, when we get a ballista frozen, make sure you switch to it and free it.
I'm gonna let you take it to 10, right? Not on Avalanche.
Yeah,
Or is-
that's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, 10 is essentially when they clear, and we'll get used to how high we can push it in an emergency.
No, that's fine. But I won't take it off you if you Avalanche. Yeah. But we should not get back again. Right, but we'll see what happens.
See what happens.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For Coltyrus!
Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Ballista.
Freezing Blast.
Nothing left but ash and
Freezing Blast. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blast. Ring of Ice.
freeze you where you stand.
Searing Pitch. Howling
On the
Winds.
fire.
Searing Pitch.
I hope you don't mind the cold. The tide
Howling Winds.
moves against you.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Okay, let's wipe.
Set Charge. Set Charge.
The Grasp of Frost is that something that's meant to be dispelled?
That is the same as on heroic, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean we have the master spells for it.
Of me.
Yeah.
That can be used, but yeah, I was just failing.
Okay.
Yeah, with the fire, within the last second, don't stand in it for 3 seconds. It's just the final second. Because we don't want to give the healers even more to deal with. The weak aura, I think, will even yell at you at the last second to do it.
Just released.
When you have Avalanche about to be frozen, you need to move slightly in to clear it on someone. But hopefully the timing should work out that you can run to the back, and just as it's about to finish, you can take the portal back into club. But the 10 yards is slightly bigger than the avalanche range, so you can do it. Yeah, it was that or die at that point. So I figured you guys could have a little bit of damage and I could live. Hey, everyone taste your macro.
No way.
If you all run with avalanche, then you'll all take damage with me most likely. So what I'll do, I'll just step in to clear when I need to, and then you guys can move slightly.
What is up? Back of the ship.
Hey, everyone repair.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Dashi?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Uzi, you're clearing orange sides. Suddenly move my markers.
Against you.
That you fix the markers.
Siege Blast.
Get over.
Chilling Touch. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blast. Ring of Ice.
So we're not in the fire too early.
Howling Winds.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Right. I've put the markers back down. So remember, my DPM is marking you orange, purple, or yellow. Yellow will always be a tank.
Frozen
Orange and purple,
Siege.
you clear the
Freezing
orange and purple
Blast.
sides.
Beware of me.
Are we doing the ships properly?
Pardon?
Are we doing the ships properly? There was 2 ships up. That was one.
That means we didn't chase it away in time.
I was dead with
Okay, if you're dead, Dashi, yell for a backup, and someone else can do it.
Yeah.
Because it should be fine with you and Santi doing it, because you're both pretty mobile. Whenever we can, we will. But when she's mid-cast, she won't move. And other times, she is an absolute pain to get to follow you. But we'll do our best to give you space.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you where you stand. The tide moves against you.
So I remember you might be still.
Set Charge. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Frozen siege. Freezing blood. Freezing blast.
Fog blast.
Ring of ice.
Don't get in the fire too quick.
Howling winds.
You don't mind the cold.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
Enemy vessel off our port side. Give them a
How
taste
do
of
we
our cannons.
get rid of the
Tide
blizzard?
moves against you.
The what?
Beware, beware of me.
You don't
You know-
make it go down.
Sunty, we need to make sure we're moving to the ballista.
Yeah, I know.
So the easiest way to do it should be if videos are suggesting that the healer takes the front one and the range takes the back two. But then the healer also does some barrels. But split it between you however works.
I thought the idea was we stay on each other, otherwise we're gonna.
No, absolutely not. You have to get them done as quickly as possible. So you're going to move out and then move back in. Because you're near the range clump. The range clump is going to be between the front two. So you'll be on the front one, so you can move back in. Sunty will take the other two, and then he can move back in, and you can throw the bombs overboard.
Okay.
Or you can switch roles depending on what you prefer, but I'm just going
What
with
would you
what
rather?
people have recommended.
It's not the getting frozen bit, it was the stacks. I was doing ballistas that pull, and my stacks meant I couldn't do more than one round. But I don't know if that's just because everyone else wasn't stacked up either.
You can clear them with the fire, right?
You've just... Yeah, you can clear with the fire. Depends which stacks you're talking about. So if you get the stacks like on heroic, clear them with the fire.
No, not the
If you get
stacks.
the needing to stand with people, you just move in because it's 6 seconds. You can move in, or you can go in the fire and it'll reset it.
It resets the blizzard power as well, then.
No, it resets the 6 seconds before you're frozen. The blizzard power is a time reset. But you can be away for 6 seconds, so it's all okay. You just go click on the ballista and move back to the clump.
You get it, actually?
Yeah.
Good. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you very confused?
No, that.
5,
Yeah.
4,
That's
3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Enemy vessel off our port side. You don't mind. Give them a taste of our cannons.
Freezing blast.
Wait, left side.
Set charge. Freezing blast. Frozen Siege.
I hope you don't mind the cold. The tide moves against you.
Ring of Ice. Set charge. Howling Winds.
Could we have a marker for the ranged stack up?
There isn't that. It's blue symbol.
Okay, no, I've figured out what I was
Frozen
trying to
Siege.
ask last call. The blizzard stacks, the
Yeah.
one that stacks up to 100, it's going up when I'm stood on the...
Yes, that's a time-based mechanic. It'll go up to 100, and then we won't be able to see anything for 12 seconds, and then it'll be going back to 0.
So that's intentional.
Yes, that is the mechanic working as intended.
I thought I was meant to...
The higher it goes, the more people you need to stand with. And then at 100, we won't see anything for 12 seconds, so we'll all need to clump so you can still heal. And then it'll go back to 0 and start building again. It's about 1:20, the cycle.
Shut up, love.
They explained that mechanic 5 times. You still didn't.
I got the whole "you're stunned if you move away" thing, but it was when it kept going up when I was stood on the range clump, and everyone's saying, "No, if you stand on the range clump, you won't get frozen." I'm like, that's not what I'm asking.
It's the number of people you need to stand next to, but this number of stacks does not represent the number of people. But there is a timer on the week order for it to help you out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Enemy vessel, up outside. I will freeze you where you stand.
Get front.
Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch. Set charge. Searing Pitch. Set charge. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blast.
Okay, you guys are all going all over the place. Not sure what's going on.
Ring of Ice.
Let's practice the fire timing.
Howling Winds.
I will
Let's fight.
Howling Winds.
We're taking shit tons of damage from munitions barrel. Isn't that the thing we should be
Yeah,
throwing
that's
over?
what
Frozen Siege.
We took double the amount of damage from that from anything else. I think it only feels so bad because you get people dying to munitions barrel, and then everything gets harder the minute some people die.
Yeah, because I think we want 8 people in a clump to make sure we don't get frozen. So as soon as we lose a couple of people, it gets more challenging.
What's our best percentage so far?
86?
3.
Almost a kill.
Yeah. Oh, 80, even better.
No, I was
5,
wondering how far
4,
we got. 60.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Enemy vessel off the starboard side.
Freezing Blast.
really important we switch to the
I
ballistas.
will freeze you where you stand.
Guys, remember which side you're supposed to go to.
Freezing blast.
Burst in a minute.
Set charge. Searing pitch.
Last threw me off, someone else left to do better.
Frozen siege.
Fuck. Oh, what the hell?
Freezing blast.
Need to break some down.
And the frozen ballista wants to go sent.
Ring of ice.
Freeze you where you stand.
Get out. Fire in the last second, not before.
Howling winds.
I will freeze you where you stand. The tide moves against you.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
There is. We're clearing that with the avalanches.
I was trying to.
Hopefully. But if there's
Searing
too much fire, all you need to do is shout
Set
that you want a
charge.
frontal cone,
Set
and we'll
charge.
point a frontal cone through you and clear all that fire.
Beware.
It's mostly useful for if it's on a ballista and we don't have an avalanche incoming, but if it gets overrun range, just yell and we'll clear for you. But if you yell, be prepared to get out of the way. Yeah, so a summon stone?
I'm actually quickly want to change the target myself.
You don't have tomes.
I have a summon.
Do you have the gift still?
OMG.
If you have the gift still, he whispers to you.
Summon, please.
I still think the reason it's getting so hectic is the boat's up too long.
Yeah, that should be gone pretty quickly, because we get less fire.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Enemy vessel off the starboard side.
Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Chilling touch. Set charge. Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Remember to break the ballista.
Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out.
Howling
Fire
winds.
at the last second.
Chilling
not
touch.
before.
Freeze you where you stand.
Freezing blast.
Enemy vessel off our port side. Give them a
Frozen siege.
Sunti, do you have a rust?
The ballista is absolute priority, guys.
Freezing blast. Time warp.
Get her out for fire.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Searing pitch.
Okay, we'll get some space again, Molly.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
Fire.
Ring of ice.
Where you stand.
Frozen siege.
Against you.
Howling winds. Freezing blast.
Okay, let's wipe.
I felt so much better with boats going down. Like, it's already made a message.
But really important, the ballistas get broken out. We'll be moving the boss to the side the boat's not on once we actually have a boat, but still need to break those ballistas.
Beware.
So remember, when we get to the point when there's no visibility, if you come in towards melee, then you'll be able to heal melee. And range, you might still be able to hit the boss.
Becca.
Yeah?
What's the name of the damage taken dot thing?
Which one?
The one that doesn't reset when you get hit by the fire.
Ice shards?
That's it. I need an ice shot.
See, I've got one of those that tracks mine and yours.
My one only tracks the other one, which is
That's
really
helpful.
pointless.
Yeah.
Can you link that?
If I can find it. Because I'm using 4 different ones, so I'm not sure which one it is. I might have to send you it later.
Okay.
Because I don't know which one it is, sorry. I'll try and watch for it and figure out which group it's in.
Yeah, no, it's... I don't know why anyone would set it up to track the other one. It's like pointless to track. I guess it's just so I know when you get ice blocked, but
maybe.
Fuck it. Like, can you
5,
tricks back up by
4, 3, 2, 1.
Answers my call.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Set charge. Searing touch. Freezing blast.
Nice block in the back.
Freezing blood. Searing Frozen pitch. Siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out. Fire in the last
Searing
second.
pitch. Howling winds.
I hope you don't mind.
Chilling touch. Freezing blood. Howling winds. Chilling touch. Freezing blood. Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Chilling touch.
Okay, remember ranged.
Set
Stick
charge.
with the blue marker. That is your top point.
Searing
you'll be
pitch.
moved towards melee at the
Searing
appropriate
pitch.
time. If you don't move with it, we're going to get people frozen.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Yeah, we really need to move together for that. Ranged, you'll be restacking on the boss, but melee we need, not on the boss, on the blue marker. But melee we do need to try and move together. We can stick markers on tanks, so you can try and follow us. Yeah, if melee goes straight back, it should all be fine. Because ranged have got their stack point, melee just need to get back, and we'll probably go about the same direction.
Just checking. You don't need me to be doing any healing at all, do you?
Well, you need to use the cooldowns you assigned and...
Cooldowns, but you don't
It's
need me to be
essentially
doing
just the cooldowns.
other things.
I mean, if you could put a healing ring down, that would be helpful. Or healing thingy. But yeah,
It
other
would
than
be.
that, you're supposed to DPS.
Yeah, you're at DPS with the healing cooldowns. Very close.
I feel so disgusting.
Did you break your shell?
No, that's the chilling touch, right?
Yeah, that's what you're asking, wasn't it?
No, I want
No,
the
you
one that
don't.
doesn't. I want the other one. I got that one.
I'll have to look for one. Let me see if I can find it in the next poll.
Five,
You should have
four,
like 25k
3,
DPS, by the way.
2, 1.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Get that ballista out.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
You move faster, please. You're doing nice shit on the clump.
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Set charge. Searing pitch. Set charge. Frozen siege.
Someone's gonna get charges.
Freezing blast.
Let's get Dashy up then.
Oh, you're next.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Freezing blood.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Howling wind. Freezing blast.
Range
Chilling touch. Ring of ice.
Freeze you where you stand.
out and into the fire. 1 second to go.
Frozen siege.
The tide moves against you.
Freezing blast.
You will be washed away.
Set charge. Set charge.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Beware.
We will try and call when she's pointing towards range, but sometimes she decides to cast it in the opposite direction to tanks. You're just going to have to watch out. Remember, when your visibility is dropped so you can't see it, that's the point where you should be with melee anyway.
Still convinced the boats are going slowly.
Yeah, they do feel a bit slow.
Someone
Completely
correct me
overwhelmed.
if they are going as fast as possible, but I really don't think they are. It's 5 shots per boat, yeah. So you need to do.
Yeah. They're not going as quickly because I was dead.
Okay, try not being dead. That should help.
Just the thing gets covered in fire. You're dead. Anyone can just go and click one right there. Doesn't have to.
Anyone can. The idea is we're assigning 2 people because 2 should be enough, and that means everyone else can stay DPSing, which we do need.
Okay. Can you keep an eye out if Dashi has other people? If there's a boat on a side,
that would
ballista that's ready, can you just click it?
Remember, Dashi, if you're out too long, just step on the 5 quickly and you should reset.
Or step on the range clump and you'll reset.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Yeah, that one is down.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Freezing Blast. Set charge. Frozen Siege.
At the back.
Freezing Blast.
I see 2 things up. I was dead.
Okay, we're about to have an avalanche so we can clear
Ring
that
of
fire.
Ice.
Should have avalanche
Searing
off.
Pitch.
Don't get in the fire yet.
Howling Wind. Frozen Siege. Chilling Touch.
Okay, clear that fire. Boozy, you have to go to the back and clear it.
Freezing Blood. Chilling
Okay,
Touch.
range. We're going to point a frontal through to clear that ballista.
Good, I cleared it.
Oh, brilliant.
Chilling
No,
Touch.
no, no.
Blast. Chilling Touch. Set charge. Set charge.
Great ballista.
Frozen Siege. Time War.
DPS the ballista.
Freezing Blast.
Remember, if you stay out too long, you will be frozen.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
That thing should be dead now.
Freezing Blast.
Ranged moves. Okay, let's wipe.
Ring of
So,
Ice.
Boozy, the marker is the side. It's not go to the marker, it's clear the purple side or clear the orange side.
Frozen
Tanks
Siege.
who always have the yellow marker will clear the boss end. It's just the same as in the video.
Freezing Blast.
So you have to imagine the orange marker starts in orange and goes all the way to the back of the room. Purple starts in purple, goes all the way to the back of the room with all ballistas.
Remind me, which of Santi and Dashi are meant to do the front and the back ballista?
Okay, Dashi is, unless they've changed it amongst themselves, Dashi is doing the front ballista and the bombs, Santi is doing the middle and the back ballista. Unless they've changed it.
Yes, no, we didn't change it, but I see a lizard all over the boat.
And
Like-
also clearing the frost off of it.
Well, is a lizard now? Oh.
A lizard?
The diner.
Oh.
Also, if you don't have anything to do, your stacks are getting too high, get back into the range camp or step in 5. You guys are being frozen because you're not expecting the 6-second countdown.
Make sure you stack in range, by the way. Don't stand out.
What I try to
Should
do,
be a nice clump on the blue marker.
what I try to do, I take the middle one, I take the back one, and then I disengage back to the group. So.
Yeah, that works.
Simply, is it alright if we switch it so I do back and you do middle and front?
You think that's a good idea? Yeah.
You're gonna have further to run for bombs then, Borobia.
Bombs are dropped at the back as well.
Okay, if that's better for you, then great.
Okay. The front two, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Wait, the ballista.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Run.
Very nicely done.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Set Charge. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blood.
You don't worry about
Searing
that,
Pitch.
Make sure you dodge up the ballista, man.
Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Ring of Ice.
Get out. Fire with 1 second.
Searing
Howling
Pitch.
Winds.
Chilling Touch.
Chilling
Searing
Touch.
Touch. Freezing Blood.
You will be washed away.
Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege. Set Chilling
DPS
Touch.
range DPS need to get rid of that. Buddy.
Time Warp. Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Freezing Blast.
Range dodge.
Too slow.
Ring of Ice.
Get out. Fire at the last second.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blood.
Mulligan
Chilling
block.
Touch. Howling Winds. Freezing Blood.
Range close in.
Freezing Blood. Freezing Blast. Set Charge. Chilling Touch. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch. Frozen Siege.
Someone else get for this.
Ring of Ice. Searing Pitch.
Okay, and the fire.
Freezing Blood. Chilling Touch. Freezing Blood. Frozen Siege. Searing Pitch. Freezing Searing Pitch.
I got avalanche.
We're pretty much all dead, that's good anyway.
Set Charge.
Okay.
Howling Wind. Set Charge.
Cool.
63%, we are getting there.
Yeah.
The tide moves. Beware. Beware.
So we're going to put feasts down, and we're going to do this properly. So I'm expecting to see consumables and pre-pots. And then in the intermission, we are going to split into 2 groups. It'll be 1 and 3 left, 2 and 4 right. And then we'll do some interrupt.
Yeah, I was going to say Morgs on TV or repairs.
Yeah.
Dwas, can you tricks back on the start, please?
You can't, no, because I have to use a silencer or we can't have leaks.
Okay, can you just not trick me then?
Guys, repair this hammer now.
Because I'm tearing aggro.
About the position of Jaina when we get off the boat. I did Jaina this week on my shaman, and I saw her ticking in the back, so you can always follow that. I will yell, but you know what I mean?
No.
I dotted her, so when we came back to the ice place there, I saw her ticking, so I knew right away where she was.
Doesn't she always spawn in the same place now? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know.
I thought that was the change. It's always the same.
Okay.
It used to be random.
That was what I thought.
Yeah, but I don't think it is anymore. But yes, that's how we used to find it with dots in Heroic when we were doing it. All those years ago. But I'm pretty sure she's set position now.
Yeah, she is going to be in the 4th from the left position every time. No, the ballista freezing is to do with the boss, so we drag her inside them.
Because there's not enough of them.
Not if range is going to have to stand on the ballista in that case, or melee going to have to attack, jump on range, attack. But I'm sure we can work with it.
Where the ballistas freeze, is that the side the boat is gonna come on?
No, it's the side the boss is on. So the first freeze usually will happen before the boat appears. So it could be on the side you don't want. But then as soon as we know what side the boat's on, we're dragging the boss to the opposite side.
The tide rises.
Oh, apparently
Set charge.
Well, let's go then.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Give them a taste of our cannons.
I guess we got lucky.
That's ninja pool, yeah.
I hope you don't mind.
Set charge. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Mark target.
Fill them up.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, fire for the last second.
Searing pitch. Howling winds. Chilling freezing blood. Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
Range from blue.
Chilling touch.
You will be washed away.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch.
Just wipe it. You have no tanks.
Searing freezing blood. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blood pitch.
What? No one pre-podded?
We had a ninja ball.
The hammer is still in the back.
Okay, everyone repair again then.
They're actually being repaired for one profit. Nice.
So what's the trick for the cheap one? Did you die from something that doesn't make you take a load of damage?
I just got lucky, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
The deck is rigged to explode.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Remember, if you have purple, you run to the back of the
Freezing
boat, not
blast.
to the front. Range dodge.
Searing pitch. Set charge. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Ring of ice.
Get out. Fire last second.
Searing
Howling
pitch.
winds.
I will freeze you where
Freezing
you
blood.
stand. Give them a taste of our cannons. The tide
Chilling
will
touch. Freezing blood. Howling winds. Chilling
Searing Fire
touch.
of melee is frozen.
Freezing
Let's
blast.
just swipe. We have no melee.
Searing pitch.
Why my thing wasn't going.
Set charge. Set charge.
Like, the melee club's definitely in range.
But we are a bit frozen.
Freezing blast.
beware of me.
Searing pitch.
Okay, I've put a picture down on in Discord showing what I mean by the routes. So you go down the side and then back into the middle. Just check the image on Discord. They're purple and orange the opposite way round to ours, but same principle applies.
Searing pitch.
Are we gonna have a permanent fire stack?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You will be washed away.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Get that bullet.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Freezing Blast. Set charge. Set charge. Freezing Blood. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Dashi, do you actually know how that works?
Freezing
Yeah.
Blood.
The tide moves
Searing
against
Pitch.
you. They belong to the sharks now. I hope you don't mind the cold.
Searing Pitch. Howling Ring of Ice.
Get out. Fire
Searing
blast
Pitch.
on
Howling Winds.
fire. Break
Frozen
base.
Chilling Touch.
She just
Freezing
waved
Blast.
because
Chilling
she's
Touch.
gonna kill all of you instead.
The tide moves against you.
Chilling Touch.
Sorry, just a quick question. Have we assigned
Freezing
people to
blast.
do like the bombs, or is that free for?
No, I meant to get the
Set
bomb.
charge.
If you see one that Dashi is obviously not able to reach because he's doing one somewhere else, do throw it overboard. But it should be Dashi and Sunti are doing that between them with the idea. If they use the assignments from the video, it's Dashi.
Okay.
I appreciate the videos and all that, but on that pull, I moved out, picked up the bomb, walked to the edge, and I was frozen before I could get back. There was no way I would have made it back in 6 seconds.
Okay. So
I don't know what we're doing.
someone who can maybe be a buddy and moves with you. Maybe Twy, he's pretty mobile.
Well, we can leap as well. I mean,
yeah,
as Morg says.
Can the rage clump stand further back?
Should be.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The tide rises.
Frozen Siege.
Yeah, the ballista.
Freezing Blast.
Enemy vessel off the starboard side.
Quickly, boats that
I
side.
hope you don't mind cold.
Frozen.
Chilling Touch. Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege. Chilling Touch. Freezing
Get
Blood.
that ballista.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch.
You will be washed away.
Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Ring of Ice. Howling Winds.
Get out. Get in the fire.
Chilling Touch. Frozen Siege.
At least we got the avalanche, right?
Yeah, but getting the avalanche right means also leaving a patch.
Freezing blast.
Let's wipe it. Too many dead.
Do you want to go the other way with avalanches now, since we're standing further back range? So you go back first and then move up towards the marker.
Beware of me.
But I was
They
looking.
use the gateway there.
I was looking at how Twilight started turning backwards with no room. I would actually say, since we are going to be mobile anyway, dodging fires, just use good judgment and make sure you don't lock yourself.
But also, you know where the ring of ice is going to be. Don't clear 100% of patches. We want one kind of around where the range clump is, so we can survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ring of Ice will vary somewhat depending on where the boss is, which will depend on where the fire is, how quickly we get rid of the boat, and whether or not we're able to move her, because she's really stubborn.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You will be washed away.
Frozen siege.
Get the ballista.
Freezing blast.
Boats on the left.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Charge is set.
Set charge. Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in
Howling
fire.
winds. Chilling touch.
Fire now.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood.
Freeze you where you stand.
Freezing
Chilling
touch.
Okay,
Freezing
let's
blast.
fly instead.
Cool Tyrants on the starboard side.
Bombs are in
Frozen
place.
siege. Set charge.
Beware. Beware.
Yeah, so the ideal stack point for range should be between the front ballistas. That should give you range to pretty much everywhere on the ship.
We're standing more between the middle two now.
No, should really be between the first two. Okay, let me just put a backup in AA. So Twy, you're going to be the backup because you've got decent ability too.
Gamora, can you put your portal like mine, but on the left side of the deck? Make sure that if someone jumps, they pass the ranged clump, as long as we're in center.
Oh, that's upsetting. We've got one purple one and one green one.
Is it gonna distract you from your job on the boss?
Absolutely.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Get the ballista.
Freezing
on that
Blast.
Side.
I hope you don't mind cold.
Freezing Blast. Set charge.
Range dodge.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold. The tide moves against you.
Ring of Ice. Howling Winds.
Get out, then into fire.
Chilling Touch. Searing Pitch.
I'm Buzz.
Frozen
carrying the
Siege.
bomb.
Get that ballista.
Freezing Blast. Chilling Touch.
Yeah, that's an crossover.
Set charge. Searing Pitch.
I guess I need to not do that and just stay at the front with Avalanche.
Searing
Yeah.
Pitch.
For that reason.
Searing Pitch. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Okay, let's wipe. Move bed.
Time War.
It's interesting. Good to know.
Nothing left but ash and splinters.
Ring of Ice.
Leave you where you stand.
There was a bug on that site. I can pick the bomb and not only did it say that it went off on the
Freezing
ship, but it
Blast.
also then claimed I could still carry it.
Okay.
So it hit the raid, even though the animation showed me pick it off, but I still had the bomb button on my screen and was walking.
Hopefully that won't happen again.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, and if you're the just in case you didn't notice what I noticed, if you go to clear the middle and then she casts Ring, she teleports to you with Avalanche. She teleports to the aggro tank to do it.
Yeah, so we just clear behind.
So we have to just stay at that.
If we can try and keep the boss a little bit further into the middle, it means we've got space to run behind without hitting the melee, but it's so dependent on where the fire goes and where we have to move.
Yeah, I know.
But I think everything gets simpler the quicker the ships go.
Very just engaged with them.
Yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing
Well,
Blast.
then melee can get to the ballista easily.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Chilling Touch. Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood. Freezing blood. Searing pitch.
Only Contillans can swim better than they say. The tide moves against you.
Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Howling winds.
Range dodge.
Freezing
Ring
of
of
ice.
Get out, spin in fire.
Chilling
Searing
touch.
now.
Frozen siege.
Enemy vessel off our port side.
Chilling touch.
Let's get them moved over.
Freezing blast. Time warp.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Set charge.
I'm
Set
dead.
charge.
Someone else is clear charges.
Searing frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Okay, let's fly.
That was
Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
felt like a bomb.
Freezing blood.
certainly looked like one.
Searing pitch. Ring of ice.
Quite almost had one, but not anywhere near both.
The time
Because you don't.
of me.
What killed me?
Yeah.
The boss.
Oh.
It was Searing Pitch and Bombard.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Freezing blast.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Set Searing charge. Pitch. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
The fuck?
I will freeze you.
Why are you stood all the way out there?
You will be washed away.
Howling of ice.
Get out.
Chilling
Searing
touch.
Let's just jump rather than
Chilling touch.
Putting the boss there seems to work quite nicely. We've done for the last couple of pulls for the melee for ballistas. It
Freezing
also
blast.
should hopefully mean range. If you get trapped, you could move
Frozen
near a
siege.
melee to get your range.
Chilling
Not get
touch.
frozen. No,
Searing
actually,
pitch.
no,
Set
you
charge.
stash
Chilling
on
touch.
blue, which is a dynamic marker. Red is
Set
probably going to
charge.
be roughly where melee is. So if you go near there, you might be able to move. But Sangor, who has the blue marker, is the stack point. Please stand on him.
What isn't? I thought the range was supposed to be on around red.
No, that's the boss is going to be fairly close to red, so you probably don't want to be there. So ranged are probably going to be just behind red, and will be the blue marker. It's a
What's
dynamic
the
stack
point
point.
of red?
Because on the video, ranged is on red pretty much exactly.
Yeah, which I said between the markers, but it needs to be a dynamic one because of the fire. So please be on the blue marker. But we've been trying for a few pulls now to keep the boss around there to get melee range, and hopefully it's better for healer range as well for melee. And remember, it's a 10-yard range, so try to be fairly tightly on the marker, so you don't end up being off to the side and you've not quite enough people.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Body wrong way.
Freezing blast. Set charge.
There's a
Chilling
barrel.
touch. Frozen siege. Freezing blood.
Get ballista.
Freezing blast. Freezing blood.
Frozen at the back.
Freezing blood. Freezing blood.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Freezing blast. Howling chilling touch.
Range dodge.
Ring of ice.
Freeze you where you stand.
Get out and fire.
Freezing
No
blood.
fire.
Chilling touch. Frozen siege.
Okay, let's just wipe it then.
Morky went on the wrong side, by the way.
Freezing blast.
Yeah, we are we were trying the boss a bit closer to make it easier for the melee to reach the ballistas to see if that helped, but it seems not to. So I think we'll maybe aim for like kind of around there and see if that gives us a decent compromise.
But,
yeah, we're just trying things at the moment, Scubs, to see what works. Boss at the far back. Yeah, we can do boss at the far back.
Parabot up.
Okay, if bomb clearers need more people in a particular location, yell. Then we can react. Yep, we can do a bloodlust at the start, that's fine. Yeah, the idea being that if there's a yell with the we need people further back, ranged will move further back together. You'll be controlling that movement, saying also listen to the yell.
But also needs the healers who are healing the people in the front to move back there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, that won't work at all. We could just enjoy the AFK and yeah. Nice
5,
idea.
4,
Not effective.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Go to the left.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Yeah, okay. I don't know direction. Sorry.
Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege.
Break the ballista.
Freezing
guys,
Blast.
if there's an ice block, I'll forget the boss to the ice block.
Ring of Ice.
Get out, then in fire. Fire.
Howling Wind. Chilling Touch. Siege.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Ballista.
Freezing Blood.
Enemy vessel off the
Both on the right.
Freezing Blast. Chilling Touch. Time Warp. Frozen Siege. Set Charge. Set Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch.
I will freeze you where you stand. The tide moves against you.
Ring of Ice.
Get out and in fire.
Chilling Touch.
Break the ice blocks.
Freezing Blast.
Press light.
Frozen Siege.
Enemy vessel off our port side.
Howling
Give
Winds.
them a taste of our cannons.
Howling Winds.
Get the ice block.
Freezing Blast.
Can't reach it. It's
Both left.
blind.
Chilling Touch.
Boss.
Searing pitch. Set charge. Freezing Searing blast. Pitch. Frozen siege.
Get the ballista.
Ring of ice.
Out. Then in fire. Fire now.
Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Freezing blood.
Enemy vessel off the starboard side. I hope you don't mind cold.
Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Freezing blast.
Wipe it by the time you break base.
Frozen
out,
siege. Howling wind. Set charge. Howling wind.
So keeping the boss
set charge.
Right at the end seems to work. It's the opposite of what I was thinking with helping Melee out with ballistas, but if it works, it works. So we'll stick with that.
Freezing blast.
Yeah, seeing an intermission would be nice.
Of me.
Do you have the pebble?
There was just one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeeves is also already.
Okay. If you failed to repair last time, repair now.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Get the ballista.
Freezing blast.
Go right side.
I hope you don't mind the cold. The tide moves against you.
Freezing blast.
Good, hurry up.
Charge is set.
Set charge. Frozen siege. Searing pitch. Freezing blood.
Get the ballista.
Searing pitch.
Frozen at the back.
Freezing blast.
Wow, you bugged out. That's weird, you're on the group, but you're...
Yeah, I bugged, I froze before the leak ended.
Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Howling winds. Chilling touch. Frozen siege.
Ballista.
Both on the left.
Chilling touch.
Okay, let's white. Go
Freezing
down.
blast. Chilling pitch. Searing charge. Set charge. Frozen siege. Searing target. Mark target.
Beware of me.
If The bombs, right?
Yeah.
If we mind control fast, don't you just not get any bombs?
It's hard because you have to mind control them both. Sometimes they start casting the bombs immediately as they land, and some other times they run around a bit. But it depends on, like, you know, if like I'll constantly try and do it as soon as they start landing. But if we pick the same target and start, you know, both mind controlling the same target, then obviously a
The
bomb will go
mind
off.
controls are assigned to the different sides, so we shouldn't have people picking the same targets.
Right. No, I was just wondering because I thought that the bombs were a non-issue because of that. So I was
Yeah, but it's not quite as straightforward as they appear. They get MC'd.
I think I saw somewhere as well that they're a bit random. Sometimes you just get a bomb anyway, so, well, a lot of times you just get it, just because.
Ah, okay, Morg. So yeah, bit of RNG. If we're lucky, we won't get bombs, but sometimes we will, but that's why we've got a Dashi.
Yeah, fair enough.
But Dashi, you're saying you can't get there without it being frozen?
I'm saying where the range stood at the moment, if the bomb is dropped at the back, I can get the bomb, but I will get frozen, even with the leap I wasn't back.
Okay, but we've only got so much time to go. What I'm going to do is look at that for next time for you and see what I can find as a good solution. I think rather than just waste time trying to think of it now when we can get a couple more pulls in, but I'll see what I can come up with to solve that. I bet there's something out there on it.
I thought you had a partner for that in the video.
That could be it. Well, we've got Twy, who can be a buddy if needed, because he's also backup and he's fairly mobile. So maybe he needs to be more actively with you and see. Hey, and
5, 4,
someone else.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold. Enemy vessel off the starboard
Freezing
side.
Blast.
Man the guns.
Frozen Siege.
Get the ballista.
Freezing Blood. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Ring of Ice. Searing Pitch. Frozen Siege. Searing Pitch. Howling Winds.
Cold.
Freezing Blast.
Good.
Boat on the left, we're moving.
Chilling Touch. Time Warp. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast. Set Charge. Set Charge.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Searing Pitch.
You will be washed
Searing
away.
Pitch.
I don't think we can get
Ring
this
of
up.
Ice.
Get in the
Searing
fire.
Pitch. Searing Frozen Pitch. Siege. Freezing Blood.
Okay, let's wipe and go again. Did you get caught on the
Well, we had avalanches.
Freezing Blood.
I got hit by someone else who was faster than me.
Freezing Blast. Chilling Touch. Howling Winds.
Okay, so if we just take a little bit forward so you can go behind the boss on this side, then it should be fine. We don't need to go
Exactly.
very far forwards. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Like in between is nice, and right in the corner it's horrible. Particularly when it's covered in fire behind you.
I think I know what the problem with the battles is, by the way. I remember something from the vid. You basically you just, as soon as they jump off, you make sure you have them MC and you jump them in the wall. You don't leave them the time to put the battle down. But you have to be very much on the ball.
Which is what we just discussed before the last pull about how there's a bit of RNG involved.
Yeah, I think the easiest thing to do is assign fast one down because they don't usually drop at the same time, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that can work too.
So if you do the first one, I do the second one, yeah.
If it's okay for you, I can see if I can stun them, so give you some more time.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, mate.
Cool, let's try that then. Let me just quickly check DBM, there might be.
I'll put the countdown for it.
There's not a set marker on that one, no, sorry. But yeah, if you sort out a weak aura for me.
Should stun them then, yeah, if there's
5,
something else going
4,
on, so priest
3,
can't.
2,
yeah,
1.
Someone's gonna do that.
Answers my call.
He's got cast time
Frozen
though,
Siege.
doesn't he?
Yeah, I do.
Freezing Blast.
So should be someone who doesn't have.
I can also time feel out.
Freeze you where you stand.
I mean, I can also stun myself.
Go left side, let's move.
Freezing Blast. Chilling Touch. Freezing Blood. Siege.
Get the ballista.
Freezing Blast. Ring of Ice.
Get out and in the fire.
Searing Pitch. Howling Winds. Searing Frozen Pitch. Siege.
Ballista.
Howling Winds. Freezing Blast. Chilling Touch. Frozen Siege. Time War.
Get the ballista.
Freezing Blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Searing Pitch. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast.
Range dodge.
Ring of Ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Searing Pitch. Frozen Siege.
Get me out.
Freezing Blast. Howling Winds.
Remember the ballista, guys.
Chilling Touch. Pitch. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch.
Nice.
Searing Pitch. Set Charge. Searing Pitch.
Yeah, let's wipe it there.
Frozen
So
Siege.
we're gonna look
Freezing
more
Blast.
at the bombs and the MCs for next raid, although hopefully having the stun would help.
No,
Tell you
she
what,
will.
you probably will, but we can test it if you want, Ayumu.
No, she will, because it's the same reason you have to use the cancel lore.
Yeah,
If
yeah, because
someone
if
hits
you've got
her
it
with
on
the
you,
bloodlust aura,
yeah, then she does it.
Yeah.
Okay, well that is end of raid, but we're going to work on some stuff for next time. It looks like that positioning is slightly better, although it does mean that melee can't really get to the ballistas. So I'm going to look at some more stuff. If anyone finds any good videos, then go for it.
The tide. Chilled to the bone.
Yeah, there we
No.
go. Yeah, it's plus.
Set charge.
Also,
Yeah,
Set
it's like
charge.
in phase 3. Why we do the cancel.
Enemy vessel off the starboard
Yeah,
side.
good job on blockade.
guns.
Now we get to work on this, and we'll get it optimized for so hopefully some improvements next raid
I
at
will
least.
freeze you
It'll
where
still
you
need optimizing.
stand.
Thank you for the radio.
Yeah, thanks.
Frozen charge.
This is going to be a tough raid,
Set
guys.
charge.
We'll get it down as long as you
Set charge.
Yeah, at least once we get past the first intermission, things get a
Freezing
bit more
blast.
predictable. So I should be able to do a load of calls and
Could you die,
hopefully
please?
some
For God's
things.
sakes.
Like just showing off with his bubble now.
Well, I'll be
Freezing
loading.
blast.
Okay, you're keeping us all in combat.
I was
Set
wondering, that
charge.
bubble seems to last for eternity.
Yeah.
Is this the answer to better survival? We all just need to go on a loading screen.
It'll bubble half. Put
Yeah.
the dot that never runs out on it,
Uh-huh.
and then bubble half. Like, yeah, that'll work.
I remember I got yelled at for doing that last.
Was that part of the Paladin Revolution, Dashi?
Definitely.
Isn't that what some people did for Stormwall? Is they put the dots on and then they just kept going and they spammed the thing in between the two boats, so they were constantly in the air.
Okay.
Is that not a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe I imagined it.
I don't know if I hope it's real or not. That would be hilarious.
Unheroic, yeah. I was gonna say, I just figured it probably wouldn't work on Mythic when I was saying it. Just have like a 10-day kill or something. Don't know how long.
Yeah. Will we all manage to stay connected for that long? Because 10 days, someone's bound to be asleep. Or Dashi's laptop will overheat and crash or something.
It doesn't matter, you don't need healers, you just need one person to be there.
As long as one person lives. Yeah,
Spamming the button.
that could work.
I'm not sure how you handle phase 2.
Who knows?
Why are you running away from me, Becca, when I have the best chess piece ever?
To you.
Anyway, thank you for the radio. See you later.
See ya.
Hey, Santi, is this something you need to buy for your girlfriend to wear for you? Look at my two.
Yeah,
Close up.
let me check.
I don't know how that made it in the game, actually.
Fuck.
So, Santi, what do you think?
I think it looks nice.
But the nipples, come on.
Yeah, that's why it is nice.
How the hell? How? Most of this gear is actually in the game. That means this, whatever chest piece should be in the game as well. I have a new mission.